Time for Mr. Truck, reviewing the latest innovations for your truck and trailer.
Mr. Truck here with a comparison review. Now we're going to do these one at a time, but I have the 2020 Silverado Duramax diesel inline 6 3-liter with a 10-speed transmission and the new Generation 3 EcoDiesel from Ram on this 1500 2020, and it's an 8-speed. We're going to take them up the mountains with Kelsey, and we're going to see how they compare and pull the trailer. We're pulling 7,600 pounds. Mr. Truck here with Kent and Kelsey. And we're back in Essex with the wind blowing like crazy in November?
November.
So we have this 2020 EcoDiesel Ram. 3rd generation is out now. It's an 8-speed. And how much power does it have, Kelsey?
It has 260 horsepower to 480 foot-pounds of torque.
Oh, awesome. And it's like a 321, I think, rear end, but we're pulling 7,600 pounds of trailer up and down the mountain, seeing how this new engine runs. This is the 3rd generation, just after they had all the EPA problems, and hopefully it's all straightened out. So we're running the new one and seeing how it compares to the 2020 Silverado 3-liter inline 6. So come join us for the review.
All right. So we got a little bit of room in here, but if you got a tall person that's got their seat back, obviously there's no more room.
Cool.
All right, to get in here.
So how much room do you have there?
Well, I'd say we got about the same amount of room as that Chevy, actually.
Okay.
So there
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of room,
Yeah,
but
it looks the same to me
also
too.
I'm short, and the seat doesn't automatically come back.
And I think this seat is a one piece. If we're going to
this
fold
is
it
a
up,
one
it might
piece.
be really hard to do. But I've got pictures
But
of
I can
that.
tell you right now,
How's that middle?
I can sit in the middle on this one.
Really?
I couldn't do that in the Chevy.
Well, and it still has all the air conditioning
Yep,
stuff
it's still
sticking
got-
out, so wow.
I mean, but I can sit here.
Okay.
So.
If you have a short bed truck, you know it's not easy to hook up to a gooseneck. Pop-Up came out with these extensions from 9 inches to 16 inches to keep you from breaking out your back window when you're pulling a gooseneck trailer. And everybody uses a short bed. That's the most proper truck there is a crew cab short bed. So protect that window.
Okay, and this 2020 Ram 3rd edition or 3rd generation 3-liter V6 EcoDiesel. This is a tradesman, so it's not super loaded. It does have nice options in here. I love the 3rd row with the 3rd seat in the front, making seat belts for 6. Got all kinds of compartments open up there and underneath the seat. And here's that wonderful shift knob we all come to like. But you got down here, you got tow haul mode, and you got traction control, and the knobs. I love the knobs. And these stop start, I love that. To the push button start diesel. And now let's see the regular gauge cluster, like what you normally would see. And I think this one even tells you the def. Yeah, the one in the corner is the def gauge, and of course you have the tach. And water temperature, and oil pressure, and then speedometer. And there's your fuel gauge. Now look in the middle stack, let's see what all we get here. Speedometer in digital form, and there's your battery voltage, fuel economy, and trip. And right now, let's see, is that trip 1? I gotta set that, see what kind of fuel mileage this rascal gets, because we don't know until we go over the hill. Trailer towing package, that's good. I need to know what my gain is. Got your plus and your minus, and you're grabbing it. Let me set the gain up. And music, messages. There we go. Looks like we've gone through about all of them. Now you can probably hear this diesel somewhat, even though it is quieter than before. Great trailer too. Let me see if I can change my gain. There we go. I'm gonna run it down to 7. Okay, it's light electric. That's where we're 7,600 pounds. I'm not going to change that. Okay. Well, now we're in the Ram, and I got to make sure I check all my numbers here. Yeah, it's 2020 quad Ram, 2-wheel drive with the new 3rd generation 3-liter EcoDiesel, and it's an 8-speed. And it's amazing, this 8-speed will do just as well as a 10-speed, and that surprises me, because I used to think that they needed a 10-speed too, but they've done really well in this. You'll notice that when we go down the hill too, about how it holds the gear. I mean, you can probably hear this shift more because it is an 8-speed.
You hear it. It's not really like a hard shift though.
No,
so it's not, you're not feeling it.
It's done pretty well, but it's got a fuel mileage variant. It's a 321. The Silverado we drove with the Duramax, the new 1500, it had a 3.23, so it's really close comparison. Now, one of the shining lights, I mean, this is, I think it's got more torque than the Silverado, but it's got less horsepower, so it's 260 horsepower, 480 on the torque. And this thing, you know, this is a short cab, it's called a quad cab, but this is rated until 12,560. I think that's class lead. I can't remember what the Ford was, but I remember it in the 11s. I don't remember it 12,560. But anyway, and it's got 2,055 payload. A lot of that is because it is a stripped down tradesman model. But it's got all the chrome in the right places, the chrome wheels, the chrome bumper. I like the grill on this really well. It's one of my favorite Ram grills. Now you have a 16 EcoDiesel. How does the power compare? Of course, this is with the trailer. I don't know if you pull the trailer with yours or not.
I do, not just for review.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. If I had to compare it without the trailer, I'd say without the programming that we have, it'd probably be about the same.
Oh,
if
really?
not a little.
Yeah, you guys souped yours up.
Yeah, we changed ours a little bit.
Yeah, you got to lift the truck and all kinds of stuff. It's a pretty rascal. It's black.
This one's what? Flame red? Fire red?
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's flame red. Flame red and a black cloth interior.
It's hot in the summer and stays warm in the winter.
Yeah. These are 18-inch wheels on this rascal. Let's see. Where's my cheat sheets? I'm trying to take notes on these. But, and this one is 32 miles a gallon in a 2-wheel drive. Where the Silverado just 1 mile a gallon better, but they're both 29 in 4-wheel drive, which amazes me that they have the same number. And then you get down to 22 and 23 in the city. But this doesn't have an exhaust brake, which doesn't seem to bother it. It seems to do very well downshifting, grade shifting.
It's programmed, right?
Yeah. And it's one of the things I like about it too, even though this is a $59.95 option on this Tradesman, which is, you know, more the base model, so an option like that will cost you more. If it was like a Laramie or something like that, it would cost you
a little less because you've already got some money into the options.
Exactly. So I think this does really good downhill. Like I was doing with the TFL truck, we did the Igana. We had like 4 brake applications coming downhill with the same size load. It was a horse trailer. We're at 7,600 pounds on my Iron Bull dump trailer.
With some water, with a 1 water tote?
Yeah, 1 water tote clear to the top. And this has a 33-gallon fuel tank, which I like. More gallons, the better. It's kind of my philosophy of things.
When you're making, what, 32 to the gallon on the highway? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get as far as we can go.
Yeah, it's got some range. Now, this does have a little smaller screen in the middle, because it's not, you know, the other one is an 8-inch, and this one, I don't have a Maroni on it, so I don't even know. It looks like it's about a 5-inch. But it's clear, but, you know, you got backup camera and all the same stuff. Brake controller's in a good spot on this. Tow haul mode is a button on the dash, which I kind of like. It's confusing to us on
It's an auxiliary button, yeah.
Yeah, instead of, you know, a wheel, a knob button on the Silverado. But, yes indeed. And this truck is about $12,000 cheaper than the RST Silverado. The RST Silverado is, you know, like a mid-line, fairly loaded. That was $48,685. This one has a few options on this Tradesman, and it's $36,880.
Okay.
So yeah, you're almost $12,000 cheaper. And the diesel option, you know, truck to truck, it's about $1,100 more on the Ram, but like we say, that's on the Tradesman.
Yeah, it floats when you've got the other packages.
And look, the mirror's got a spotter on both sides.
On both sides.
This has more reach in the Silverado. Mm-hmm. It's got a bigger gap between the pedestal and the mirror base itself.
I feel like the windshield is bigger and deeper too. I've got less dash, but it's got a bigger windshield.
Well, yeah, and GM always did that OnStar thing, so it took up some of your windshield space up here. And I like a big windshield, but this is a longer bit. I think this is 6'5". You don't like to tell me any of this stuff. I have to go out and measure everything. Oh yeah, we didn't drop that tailgate with a button on the.
Nope, not with the trailer. We'll have
to do that.
Have to do it.
But the how do you think it's? I mean, this sounds a little bit louder than the other one.
It is a little louder. You can hear it, but it's not like it's a diesel grumble. It's not.
Yeah, and it is quieter than it was second generation of what you had.
It is quieter, but it's pulling. I'd say almost the exact same.
Yeah.
I'm not having any problems with it shifting. You can hear it a little more, and you can actually hear it and track it shift. But I'm not feeling it. The trailer's fine back there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the bobbles, it's a little unweight, or the weight's not level on there, because I can still feel the bobbles in this truck from taking that trailer off the Chevy to this one.
And we had some bobble on the Chevy. And this is coil spring mirroring, where it's leaf spring on the Silverado. Mm-hmm. So you may have a little more movement with the coil. But how's the handling, the steering and the sway?
There's no sway. Steering's tight. It's got a different steering wheel than the Silverado.
Yeah, I like the size of these. That's one thing I don't like on the bigger Ram, like the Laramie and all that. You get that big giant wood one, and it's like steering a baseball bat. But anyway.
No, it's handling nice. It's taking the turns wonderfully. It's pulling the trailer like nothing's there. The hitch is doing its job for Gen Y.
Yeah, we got the adjustable hitch and the torsion on there, and weight distributing hitch. We got a lot of stuff on here.
It's keeping up with the traffic, and it isn't having a single problem with any of these curves.
Yeah.
Let me know when you get sick.
Well, you'll hear the window go down when you get sick. That's how that'll work. You'll know. But no, I'm fine. You're doing good.
Passing people going uphill with this one.
Got a sliding rear window.
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre on a model like this.
Well,
it's
got power windows.
And you think the back seat's smaller than the Silverado? What are you guys saying about the back seat?
I think it is. I don't know if it's just the way the seats are set, but
yeah, it's kind of hard to.
It's.
Yeah.
Well, when you climb in there,
I can tell you right now that the center seat has more than the Silverado. Way more center.
It's got a notch in it. Where the middle.
Yeah.
The Chevy didn't have any.
Yeah, remember it hit the console on the Silverado.
Small tile.
But this one is at least notched out. I wouldn't say it's a very comfortable jump seat to go country to country or coast to coast, but
yeah, I don't know if this has a tunnel or not, because usually the tunnel makes that middle cushion thin, and that's no fun. But
we'll have to see how we fit back there.
Yeah, we'll do that picture. We get to the top of the mountain.
I thought it looked bigger, but when you get
in there, it doesn't feel any bigger.
Yeah.
Or smaller. I don't know, that's normally the spot I'm stuck in, but with me being a littler person, it normally works out.
Now this is confusing because this is that prototype. There is no Moroni, but I'm looking at the little summary that they sent me, and it shows it $36,880, but that's without the pricing for the diesel. That's kind of a weird way to do it.
Yeah.
You would think they would want to price it as a complete truck.
I need a motor when I buy something.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's $36,880 or it's that plus
the
$49.95 for the diesel. So we'll have to figure that one out too. But anyway, and this is a 4x2. Yep. So these are very close comparison, except for the upgrade for more options.
The biggest difference I think I can see is that you can actually hear this one shift, whereas the Duramax you couldn't.
Yeah, 10 speeds are pretty close together. Of course, an 8 speed's a lot better than 6
It's
speed.
better than
so,
6, but you can
yeah,
still,
it's-
jumping out of that Chevy and into this, I can tell that this one shifts a lot more than I did even notice that one.
Right, and that's where it, you know, if that's all it helped you is 1 mile to the gallon, I would surprise you. You'd think you'd get more than that, but that's the only difference between this and the Silverado. The Silverado's 33 miles a gallon on the highway and 2-wheel drive. This is 32, but they're the same in a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So that kind of tells the whole story that they're very, very compatible. And
They're very similar. They
Yeah.
drive a lot of the same. I'm not having any sway in the bobbins, the weight on the trailer.
Right. So Ram is getting the same purpose as what the 10-speed is with their 8-speed. So,
Yep.
you know, I'm always preaching I want a 10-speed, but I think for downshifting for holding grade, this is
It's
the
gonna be that
8-speed. Be
8-speed.
a little higher RPM, just like the 6-speed was a little higher RPM.
Yep.
And Ram still uses that 6-speed with their Cummins diesel. So,
Yeah, but even with a 8-speed that we're in, I'm just above 2. I'm nowhere near 3, and you can't hear it.
yeah.
And I'd be thinking, we can have
Yeah,
a
that's-
conversation outside with both trucks. I don't know. We'll have to pop the hood and see if we can have a conversation over the hood bay. But
Well,
it's pretty quiet.
The RPMs, you're about 21 now, but yeah, if you're staying between 2003, you're doing good because you need that pull in the trailer. Without a trailer, you expect it to be closer to 1,800 RPM. Well, Kelsey, now that we're in an EcoDiesel, like what you have, so you have a 4-wheel drive and it's lifted way up in the air. So you know about these engines because you drive one every day. So tell me, I guess we'll go through the whole. I know you. Do you think this engine's as good as yours, or what are you thinking?
It's got to be as good as mine. So there's a couple modifications, obviously, for the EPA, and they've. I mean, it's been a couple years, so they've made some changes. So I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt saying it was better than mine.
Yeah. That's it's going to be interesting to see how well this comes out. And of course, now they've so far have passed the EPA certification. Yeah, let's see. So trailer control. How do you think this is handling the control? And it is a little longer wheelbase because longer bed. What do you think about that?
It's nice. I still noticed the bobble trailer control wise, but it's
Right.
nothing. That's the trailer. It's not the truck. So
Okay.
I would give it a 5.
Okay. Jump in the score here. And I haven't had a problem with it either when I was driving it. Let's see. So up here we're going to go 5. And truck handling. How's it doing on the curves?
It's
with the
doing
trailer?
good. It's downshifting where it should be. The transmission's working where it needs to be. I'm not laying on the brakes like I was on that Chevy. It's.
Do you think it had the same bobble as the Chevy?
I noticed it coming up more, but going down, I haven't noticed it as much.
And I think that is from the trailer,
Yeah.
with the water and all that in it. So I think you're going to get some movement, even though it's got sway control, weight distributing bars. So what do you want to give it on truck handling?
Truck handling, let's give it a 4, just because it still does have that bobble and you can feel it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give it a 4 too.
Why are you giving it a 4?
Well, because the bobble.
Are you just gonna match all my numbers, guys? Do you think he's cheating?
See, this is what Andre does. Andre always asks me on TFL truck what
You
our
get my
number
answers,
is,
then you
and then
agree?
he always goes up 1 on my number.
Oh.
That's what he does all the time. But let's see. Okay, you don't like. Okay, so let's see. How about reaching the controls?
They're right where they should be.
They are.
My tow haul is in the center. My trailer brakes are right here. Everything I need is
And they're big knobs.
right here.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Let's see.
Give it a 5.
Okay, I'm gonna give it 5 too.
See?
I can't give it a 5 too. I gotta give it a 5. Okay, so like 5 more. I'm running out of room on here to write. Okay, 5 and 5. So mirrors. Oh, definitely a 5 for me
5.
because they're
We've got
longer.
the spotters.
Yes.
They're longer.
Spotters on both sides. They
Yeah.
have more reach, more visibility between the pedestal and
They're-
the A pillar.
They're kind of where mirrors are supposed to be.
That's
Imagine
right.
that.
That's right. So I'm gonna give it. I'm all. You
If
give it
I'm
5
only
too?
comparing, yeah, give it a 5.
Okay. Okay, now acceleration with the trailer, like going up the hill. Did you think it was?
I hear it a little more, but it's the exact same movement, and honestly, transmission, I don't feel it shifting, so I'm going to give her a 5.
Well, it's not just because it's a Dodge, right?
No, it's not
Or
just
Ram.
a Dodge.
It's
It's
a
a Ram.
Ram.
It's a Ram. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Don't get us in trouble.
5.
Keep sending us
I'm
Rams.
going to give it a 4 because I can tell a difference in acceleration between this and the Silverado. So I gave the Silverado a 5. I'm putting this in a 4, but we're still got a good score. So let's see. There's a 1, 2, 3. Wow, only 3 points off. Is that right? Let me check the math one more time.
I don't know. Kent math is its own thing.
Two. Jeez. 3. Wow, that makes it a 97. Holy cow. We're what, a 93 on the Silverado?
What did we knock down on the Silverado? We
Well,
did
the mirrors.
Mirrors, yeah. Sorry, guys. Fix the mirrors. Put a spotter on the right side. Make them a little longer. It's a truck. Let's haul for it.
You were big on the wobbling thing.
Yeah, well, I didn't know it was the trailer, and now that I know it's the trailer, and it's not that there's not the proper weight back there. It's just the way where it's sitting.
So you might give the Silverado.
I'll give it another half a point.
Well, that makes
that's
it
what
94 then.
I docked a half a point from the Silverado.
So the Silverado is up now to 94 from 93, and the Ram is at 97. Wow, that's amazing. That's an amazing thing. So there we are. I mean, those are very good scores for both of them.
They're easy little pickups to drive.
Well, they are. They are. They're actually fun to drive. I get a kick out of them. Now, you know, you did start seeing how that Silverado downshifted, and you heard the exhaust brake.
I heard the exhaust brake.
Now, this has no exhaust brake, but are you hearing it shift down?
No, you hear it shift down. You don't feel it shift down, but you can also watch your RPMs go up and it actually start the tow haul mode and braking. Oh, I wouldn't say braking, but like the exhaust or the tow. I guess it's not an exhaust brake. It's the tow haul mode is doing exactly what it's supposed to be.
Right, it's grade shifting the transmission.
Back somewhere that's
it's actually raising the RPMs and shifting down. And that's another thing, because this is an 8-speed, not a 10-speed, so you might hear a little more than 10-speed, but it's not a 6-speed like what we're used to be used to. So it won't give you the same back pressure as the 6-speed. So grade shifting and all that, and raising the RPMs and dropping down a gear is probably a little less noticeable on an 8-speed. Nothing wrong with that, but yeah, you know, I think it's good.
But I mean, you're not feeling it, you're just hearing it. Whereas when you were... Well, that Chevy could have been downshifting, but the RPMs weren't going up, and it was really hard to get that exhaust brake to kick in. And down this entire hill, it was doing it right here.
Yeah, the one time.
But that's it.
Yeah.
So what about the rest of the hill that we came down that's just as steep and just as windy?
Right. I think there will be some calibration changes in the future for the Silverado, but it was really fun reviewing these two trucks together. They're so close together on axle ratios and power.
Well, and they're weight. Really similar. They really are.
Yeah.
It's just there's some differences, and I think after like the calibration on that exhaust brake and maybe the tow haul mode, it would help the Chevy. The mirrors are a little different for me. You need a spotter in the right spot.
Yeah.
I mean, that could just be the new look, so we could just have to get used to it. But as of right now, I'm not.
Well, too, I think, this thing will tow all the way up to 12,560, and on this particular configuration, we're at 7,600. Four-wheel drive, you get 9,300. So even comparing 9,300, there's over 3,000 pounds difference in towing. So that's an advantage that the Ram has. And you might say, well, it's third generation. They've had this engine since, what did we figure out? Was it 2014, or what did we finally look up on it?
07.
Really?
I thought it was 07 that the engine came out for the Jeeps.
Yeah, you're right.
Is that what it was, 07?
07's came out for the Jeeps, because you could get it in a Cherokee.
Well, even though there's been 3 generations, 07 through now, skip a year for the EPA, they've had this for a long, they've had this engine out for a long time now.
So they're figuring it out.
So, you already got it in production for all those years where you know what you're going to get, whether it's problematic or not, and the forums will talk about that. So that gives it a little bit of an edge, the fact that they've had it out so long. It gives them time to improve and things like that. And fix the EPA. If you get enough time, you can fix the EPA. So that's good.
Stop lying to them.
Yeah.
It's easier just to come truthful.
I know. It's a Volkswagen had the issues.
Volkswagen.
And, it's interesting, but it is a very competitive thing. Trucks in a full-size class like this, they're very, very competitive. And sometimes it gets really hard to find line to pick them apart on who's better than what. And a lot of times it boils down to what you need. If you need just a little better fuel mileage, you might go with the Silverado. If you need bigger trailers, you might go with the Ram. So that's how we like to look at things, give you the data, and then let you decide what works in your life.
Favor.
Yeah.
But I mean, driving them, same trailer,
Yeah,
I would walk away with either of these trucks.
that's
It
true.
would be nice
They're
to
good.
have the programming of the tow haul or the exhaust brake on the Chevy, but either way, I could walk away with both of them and be happy and comfortable towing.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're starting out in a small family, getting a quad cab or a double cab is fine.
Small family.
It won't fit me.
It's not going to fit like the tall people in the back, and if you've got taller drivers, you're not going to have a back seat. So
Yeah, it's just all
get a full cab.
where you're at with a family. But I've gotten used to crew cabs, and I would never go back. But my younger years, I had the super cabs and the extended cabs. But it's all about economics too. If you can afford these trucks, that's why we have a compact class now again, because of the price of these puppies. But oh well.